Hi there, I'm Lucy McDonald, physiotherapist. Welcome back to my virtual clinic. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the things that you can do to improve your recovery, whether it's from an injury, an intensive training session, or from illness. Well, there's a few main categories. The first one is nutrition, and in general what you really need to make sure is you've got all the right ingredients for your body to get on with its amazing adaptation and repair processes. So what do you need to get in there? You need to have some protein, because cells are made up of a lot of protein, but you also need your nutrients. So you need your veggies and your fruits and your good fats. That's something that people often miss out on. People sort of think, oh, I must just have protein and that will help me to stay healthy and minimize my sugars. But you also really need to make sure you've got all of the broad spectrum of all the fabulous nutrients that help to repair cells or create new healthy cells. So once you've got those under your belt, I mentioned minimizing sugar, which most people know about, but sugars can be hidden in all sorts of foods that you may not necessarily realize. So check out your breakfast cereals in the morning. Just make sure that you're not taking in more sugar than you realize. The way that you want to get your energy is not from sugary foods, but from complex carbohydrates. So you want to be eating things like your brown breads, brown rices, brown pasta, so more complex, so the whole foods, the whole carbohydrates. So the less processed food you have, the better. When I said the good fats earlier, by that what I mean is oily fish, but if you're vegan or vegetarian, then you can get your good fats from, or even if you're not, you can get your good fats from nuts and seeds, and they're really handy things that you can snack on in the day. But just go easy on eating too many of them, because obviously even a good fat, if you have too much of it, it will potentially it will potentially result in you putting on weight. So just have a little bit and keep an eye on that. So what else do you need? Well, a lot of people get a bit hung up about the amount of water they're taking on. It's obviously important to stay hydrated, but don't go overboard with drinking water, because you can overhydrate. It's important to try and minimize the toxins in the body. So things like alcohol or smoking, you obviously really want to minimize those things, because they will really get in the way of your recovery. So there's your nutrition side of things. The next thing I would suggest is that you really look at your sleep quality. So you really do need to be getting decent sleep if you're recovering from, as I say, from either training or an injury or any kind of illness. That's because at night you get optimum repair and recovery. So look at your sleeping routine. We know that there's some simple things that you can do to improve the quality of your sleep. I've already mentioned the alcohol, and unfortunately alcohol does have a negative effect on the quality of your sleep, so consider dropping that down. But also caffeine is an obvious one, so try and make sure that you limit your caffeine intake in the day, and certainly in the afternoon really try not to have anything caffeinated. So that includes not just coffee, but also dark chocolate. Various fizzy drinks have caffeine, because they're a stimulant, so they will keep you awake and prevent you from getting a good night's sleep. Other things that you can do to help include having a bedtime routine. So just like kids and babies, they respond well to a bedtime routine, so do we. So it's some kind of ritual that signals to your body that you're about to go to sleep is really helpful. So perhaps you have a bath, you have a hot non-caffeinated drink, and then you do some reading and you go to bed. So, and you do the same thing every night, because as I say, that programs your brain to know that it's about to go into its sleep mode. Other things is to make sure that you're not looking at your screen, so not looking at your phone, not looking at your computer, TV for 2 hours before you go to bed. So try and choose relaxing activities like listening to music or reading a book or talking to friends before you go to sleep. But yes, do avoid screens. So that will also put you in a good place to manage stress, because that's my next area. So make sure that you're really looking at managing your stress levels. Most people have stress in their lives, and that's absolutely fine. We're designed to cope with stress, but it's how we manage it and how we cope and the levels of it that are important. If you do feel that you need a bit of support with managing stress, particularly if you have anxiety or depressive symptoms, then please do go and see your GP. And your GP can help you with more specific psychological services. But there's loads of stuff out there that you can do to manage your own health, and there's loads of handy apps out there that are really helpful with things like mindfulness or meditation or self-hypnosis, those kind of things to really help you to train yourself to calm your mind and manage stress. And then you hit a really nice cycle of managing your stress, sleeping well. You're more likely to make good decisions around what you're eating, and the whole positive recovery cycle kicks in. Last but not least, movement. So obviously, there's a caveat around this. If you are recovering from an injury or an illness, then you're going to need to follow the advice of your physiotherapist or your doctor as to how much movement you can do and what's safe and optimal for your recovery. But in general, movement is good. Complete rest, apart from a few cases, which, as I say, do make sure you follow the advice of your medical practitioner. Movement is good. And that's because movement enables your muscles and joints to maintain all that lovely circulation of the blood, and it's really good for the nerve pathways and for all the soft tissues of the body. So as you move, that really helps to pump all the good stuff to the areas that are recovering. So perhaps you've got some micro trauma in the tissues, the blood comes to that area, puts all the wonderful nutrients that you've been collecting from all the delicious foods you've been eating, puts that into that area, and your body can create new cells, better cells, stronger cells, more resilient cells. So I hope that's helpful. If you would like any more specific advice, and if you do have an injury, please do make sure that you either get in touch with me, lucy@octopusclinic.com, and I can do a video consultation with you, or please do go and see your GP or your doctor, who can give you, again, specific advice on your recovery. And likewise, if you are recovering from illness, please don't try and muddle on alone. It's really important that you do come and see one of us. So in the meantime, please do come and join us at the next Facebook Live, and press the subscribe key, and do let me know what you would like me to do a video on next. Bye.